Hello, hello, and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another Monday fun day. And we are coming live a little bit late, and I know that you were waiting for us. So, thanks so much for being patient. Thanks so much for showing up and always be there with us, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching in the replay. We know that we always cover great topics and we are always learning together. And that's exactly how life is, right? So
Yes.
we are the teachers and the students at the same time. And if this is the first time you tuning in, welcome, welcome. My name is Irina Portnova. I'm all about manifestation and how you can consciously create the best relationship with yourself and with your partner. And I am here having this co-hosting our episodes with beautiful Dina Alexander. Dina, can you say a couple of words about yourself?
Yes. Hi, Irina. Fun day, Monday, as always. A little bit later, but we are on.
Mhm.
So, my name
Yes.
is Dina Alexander, and I am a personal coach, a relationship coach, and a sex coach. And I do believe that sex and spirituality should be married, and that's what I teach. So,
Mhm.
because we are human, we are not tapping into our animal side, but our human side. Yes.
Mhm. I love this. And I love today's topic because you always bring these, juicy conversations together, right? And today
Yes.
we are talking about what happens when in relationship, one person, and the way I look at it, it's like one person is on that self growth path when another person is just where they are. And, like that was happening in my past marriage. It's like, realizing the gap was growing bigger and bigger, and let's just have the conversation around it. Like, how is it, is love still possible to exist, or is there anything else that people would rather do?
Irina, this today's episode is one that touches my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I told you let's do this because I do have a very dear client that is um, is going through this at this moment, and we it's hard. And
Mm-hmm.
to to answer your question, because you had a question just now, is it possible to
Mm-hmm.
continue a relationship like this? No, it's not possible, and I'm going to share the reason why. Okay, and there
Mm-hmm.
can be um, some that is possible. Okay, nothing is written on stones.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this today's episode is one that really touches my heart. And as you said, the title is "Love Can Be Beautiful," but what happens when growth creates distance? That is what's happening. The growth of one of the couple, one of the parties, creates a distance. And when one partner begins to rise, heal, and expand, while the other stays rooted in heaviness of fear, negativity, or resistance, and practically being reluctant to growth or work on the shadow work. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And to live, I think, because if you are reluctant to work on your shadow works, you don't want to live. Okay, maybe that's you right now, that you are listening to us and you are in this situation. Maybe you've been feeling yourself grow, opening spiritually, emotionally, sexually, and you notice your partner pulling away and shutting down, or doing mockery, because that's my experience. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yes, and it's terrible.
Yep.
So um maybe you are the one feeling left behind, because that can also, and you're listening to us, wondering why love feels so far away lately. Whichever side of the dance you are on, this conversation is for you. So before I start, Elena, you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say something that, I think once people start growing, it's like there is no way back. It's like you start seeing clearly, almost like you are walking with the blurry vision, and then somebody's just handing you the glasses. You put the glasses on, and you start seeing the things you haven't noticed before, because again, you will lack in that awareness. And once you have that awareness, it's like nothing is going to stop you. And sooner or later, because people who are on the personal growth relationship, they always going to choose themselves over the relationship that is stagnating, over the partner who is pulling them down. And or just, they would choose self-love over self-sacrificing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And maybe it will take a while before they choose themselves, but it
Yep.
will happen eventually. It will
Mm-hmm.
happen. Okay. So first of all, I want to talk about the beauty and the break-in. Because the growth is the break-in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's begin by acknowledging something important. Growth is beautiful. Okay. It is beautiful. It is healing. It is sacred. Expansion is a return to your truth. But when you are in a relationship, personal growth doesn't happen in isolation. It ripples, it shakes the foundation, it moves the energy, and it asks the relationship to shift with you. And sometimes that shift feels like awakening together, and sometimes it feels like distance.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can maintain that awakening together, that would be awesome. But it sometimes, and you can't. You might start noticing conversations that feel different, or silent moments. You don't you know already what is going to be said, and you keep your mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
Used to feel aligned now feels heavy. You crave for deeper intimacy, emotional honesty, conscious touch, but your partner stays in old patterns of blame, control, or avoidance. And the more light you bring, the more their shadow reacts.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple, they both started spiritual journey, and the male stopped practicing energy because he said every time he starts working with the energy, there is an explosion between them. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like it is like that. It should shake things up. It should
Mm-hmm.
shake things all up for you to work on them. Okay? And it's confusing. And if you're listening, it is confusing, isn't it? Because
Mm-hmm.
love is there, but the energy has changed. One heart is opening while the other is protecting. One is saying, I want to heal and evolve. And the other whispers, please don't change. I'm scared of losing what we had. That's what's happening. So I like your smile. Tell me, Irina.
No, this is so true. And again, it's all about, that's what we are talking about. Connect with your true self, right? Because
Yeah.
a lot of times we are just living our life on the surface. We just kind of, like tapping, okay, this is the person we met, we got married, we have children, and so on and so forth, without really like understanding the depth of these commitments, and how do we choose the partners. And again, everybody is acting from their level of awareness. We know what we know, and we don't know what we do not know, right? But once it's all coming together and you realize that, hey, like there are different things that I would love to experience in life, there are different values that I would appreciate in my partner, and then you stop settling. And like that notion that, okay, we have to sacrifice for the relationship, for the marriage, this is all BS. Because if two people are not working on it, you cannot expect one person to do the heavy lifting. It has to be two.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Totally with you. So let's talk now about why growth can trigger discomfort. Okay, it shouldn't, but why it can happen. Because understanding helps soften the blame and opens compassion. So if there is no understanding, no compassion, there will always be blame. Okay, so when one partner grows emotionally, spiritually, and sexually, it can unintentionally mirror the other partner's unhealed parts. So that's why there is discomfort, because
Mhm.
these are parts that has been dormant and it's being triggered. You need to work on them.
Mhm.
So the one that is, if you are the one that is working on yourself, your light shines on what they've been trying not to see. Your freedom highlights where they still feel trapped. Your joy exposes the pain. This isn't cruelty, it's energy.
Mhm.
Growth is vibration shift. If one person starts resonating higher, more love, more truth, more awareness, the other may feel the friction of that difference. They
Mhm.
might react with criticisms, withdrawals, and resentment because they are accustomed to the other part of you. They might react with criticism, not because they don't love you, but because your evolution reminds them of the change they are not yet ready to embrace. That's why they criticize.
Yep.
That is the paradox of sacred love. In both awakens and it does both. It awakens and it confronts. Okay, so we should be aware of that. It's not lovey-dovey and in the clouds. No, it can be very confrontational. Okay, your journey becomes an invitation, but not everyone says yes to that invitation at the same time. And that's okay. You should be saying yes to yourself. Yeah. So, Irina, I think I love this topic. You know why? Because it contradicts
Mhm.
the marriage,
Yep.
because you should be doing things together, you should be aligned to each other. But when one is working on shadow works, if you both are working on shadow works, it can be very confrontational also. Okay,
Mhm.
that's part of um, the world that, actually.
Yep. Mhm.
So you want me to continue, or you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. And again, it's all about understanding, right? That we all carry the the light side and shadow side. So nobody came into this world being perfect, right? So basically, we know that if we are still breathing, if we are still here, there is something for us to work on. There is something to really make better, right? Something that we want to evolve with the experience, something that we want to grow with the experience. And again, a lot of times when the person is at their ego, I don't know how you say in English, ego, I guess, when they are in their ego, and most of the times it relates to man, because
Yeah.
men love to be always right, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
when the person stays in their ego, they are not allowing to for that growth to shape their reality and to really learn something different, to really understand the life from a different perspective. And they are just stuck in that 3D reality where they're just spinning and they're trying to say their truth and prove that they're right, right? And again, realizing the more aware you become, the more you start accepting other opinions, and you are not judging anybody, you're not making somebody right and somebody wrong. You become more as an observer, somebody who stepped aside and just reevaluate the situation and just saying that, hey, it is what it is. So what can we do about it? How can we move from this point on, right? And that's the beauty of self growth. That's the beauty when we are learning how to dive deeper, how to dig all of these things inside of us and really heal the parts of us, the shadows, right? That we are becoming the better people on the other side.
Totally with you. Perfect. Um, what did I have to talk now? Yes, let's be real for a moment. Because I need to connect with those out there that are in this situation. When one partner stays stuck in fear, blame, or emotional avoidance, it slowly drains the connection. It really
Mhm.
drains it. And you might start to notice that after every argument, you feel energetically exhausted because it really drains, it sucks every inch of energy of you.
Mhm.
Or you feel unseen no matter how much love you give. Or maybe their energy feels like a fog over your light. That heaviness can start to distort the sacredness of the relationship. It might make you question your worth, your desires, your intuition. You might start dimming your truth to keep the peace.
Mhm.
That usually happens. That happened to me, and I think it happened to you also for a period. Okay,
Yep, totally.
you try to make things happen. Okay, because of kids and everything else. You try, but I want to. Here's the truth. I want you to feel deep in your body. If you're listening to us now, and I want you to feel deep in your body. Your light is not the problem. You are not too much. You are not wrong for wanting depth. And you are not responsible for someone else's resistance to healing. And that's where the we need to fine tune. Okay? Love asks for compassion, yes, but never for self betrayal. And that's what we are doing. When
Mhm.
we shrink ourselves to avoid any triggering from another, we are saying no to our own soul. And sacred love can't breathe in a space of self denial.
Right.
So, you want to say something, Irina?
No, I'm just like I'm truly with you. It's just like, I don't like the part when we have to like step on our throat and just play small just to fit in somebody's world.
Yes, yes. I don't like that neither. I feel like you came here alone, and
No.
why are you just putting yourself aside because
Hmm.
of a marriage? Okay, and that
Absolutely.
you understood wrong the philosophy of marriage. Should be very nice,
Hmm.
beautiful. Okay, what to do when your energy no longer matches? Okay, so what to do? First step, I need a helicopter view. Breathe and observe. Don't rush into fixing. Don't rush into leaving. Feel, notice what's going on. Get yourself together. Where does the imbalance live in your body? Is it tension in your heart, a closing in your womb or in your gut? Notice what's happening. There is a reason for everything. Okay? Your body knows before your mind admits it.
Hmm.
The second step, communicate consciously. This isn't about blame, it's about sharing truth with tenderness. You might say something like, I love you deeply. Yes, I do. And I'm growing in ways that feels new and alive. I like my growth. I want to
Hmm.
invite you into that growth, not to change you, but to walk together consciously. There's a
Hmm.
there is I said everything. I invited to grow with me, but without any force. Okay.
Mhm.
Or you can say it like that: I feel a distance between us, between where I am and when you are, where you are. Okay, between us. Can we talk about how to bridge that with honesty and love? That you can also open a conversation by stating that. And if you're listening to me, you are not going to start a communication with someone that is in stress, is in hurry, is doesn't have time to give you. You need to know when to start this conversation. Okay,
Mhm.
these are sacred conversations. You need time for them.
Mhm.
These are pillow talks.
Yes.
So the third step: stay rooted in your light. Don't dim to match a vibration from when you came. Hold your frequency with grace. If they are meant to rise with you, they will feel that light as an invitation, not as a
Mhm.
demand. And
Mhm.
if they choose to stay in the shadow, that's their soul timing, not your failure. It's like that you should see it.
Mhm.
I had a master in a lot of years ago, and he said in one of our sessions, if your husband leaves you because you are doing this work, this sacred work, he will be replaced. Someone else will come and help you do the sacred work. In my place, it
Yes, yes,
happened.
yes.
Mhm. Yes.
Totally.
So
Yes.
share. I think I
Yes.
spoke a lot.
Yes. What I wanted to say, it's beautiful. I love what you just shared. And again, it's easier said than done, right? Now, when you look back at the work that we have done, how we handled these relationships, the situationships, right? And somebody who is listening, they might say, but listen, it's easy for you to say that. And let me tell you, that's why we are here. Because, yes, when you have to face it for the first time, yes, when you have to stand your ground, yes, when you have to be in your power, it's not easy. And we get it. That's why the coaches exist. That's why you want to have somebody by your side, somebody that you can actually speak up to, tell everything how it is without any, like colorful, like exaggerations. Just be raw and real. And you know that that person is going to hold the space for you. That person has the tools for you. And that person is going to be by your side no matter what.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
again, we never meant to do this work alone. We never meant, because it's very rough out there by yourself. And it's easy to kind of spiral back to the familiar, because this is something that is comfortable, even though it could be very bad, but this is what we are used to. And
Yes.
it takes a lot of courage to start really walking that path of self discovery, walking that path of having your truth and listening to your heart, and do not allow anybody to stop you. That's why the like minded community, the coaches like us, this is something that help you to continue walking that path and eventually shed everything what doesn't, um, what dims your light, right? Like you said, what dims your light. So this way you can shine bright. And that's true. It's like I was smiling when you said that your master said if that person is not for you, like there will be somebody else for sure. It's like you do not leave a great woman unattended, because she is not going to be there and waiting for you. That's for sure.
Yes. 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 I love it. I love it. Yes. True. Um. So I want to give more tips because
Mhm.
it's as I started this conversation, this really touches my heart. And if I think it's the third time I'm telling, if someone is listening to us, when, yeah, because now live maybe there's nobody, but um, when they listen to us, even when things get hard, even when distance grows, the practice is to keep your heart open without sacrificing your truth. That's the
Mhm.
secret. That means forgiveness without forgetting,
Mhm.
compassion without codependence, love without losing yourself. Those are three things that usually does not go hand in hand. Okay?
Mhm.
A sacred practice for this: when you feel hurt or disconnected, place your hand over your heart and say to yourself, I honor my growth. I honor their path. I release control. I choose love for me, for what was and what is still unfolding. Okay?
Mhm.
Um, if you repeat this 2 or 3 times, you will feel your heart become calmer. And let your tears be prayers. You can also use your tears like prayers. Let your
Mhm.
boundaries be blessings. And let your love remain rooted in self honoring light. Okay?
Yeah.
Because here's the truth: sometimes love invites us to rise together, and sometimes it teaches us to shine alone. And that
Mhm.
is the new way of being in a couple. But no matter what, your light was never meant to be dimmed. Okay, that's, I think, the highlight of this session.
Conversation. Mhm. Totally.
Don't let your light be dimmed.
Mhm.
And as we close today, take a deep breath, place your hand on your chest, and whisper, I am worthy. I'm worthy of love that meets me where I am becoming.
Mhm.
Keep repeating that. Yeah, that's I think my information for today.
I
uh,
love that. I
yeah.
love that, Dina. Yeah, I just wanted to conclude the episode that remember that the only way you feel the full aliveness is when you allow yourself to be yourself, meaning that you express yourself to the fullest to the partner. You tell them what is something that ignites you in life. You tell them that you want similar experiences, you want to experience the life, right? And again, doesn't mean that, for instance, if like my partner loves the soccer and I don't, that it's not okay for him to go by himself, or for me to go to the spa with the women, right? But again, there are a lot of things where we can still find that opportunities to do something together, something that fill our cup. And again, in every relationship, the way I look at it, everybody is individual. There is no such a thing that you have to listen to everything what I say, or I have to tell you how it is, right? Everybody still has to maintain their individuality, and at the same time respect and prioritize the time and the happiness of each other. So that's, yeah, something I wanted to just kind of conclude everything. And we are curious to know what's your stand on that. Are you in the relationship where you are rising and your partner just resisting? We would love to know. Just comment, or if you want to be, like of the public, just DM us and share that episode with somebody who might have some guidance, because people are going through the things. And like I said, sharing is caring. Do not be greedy. Do not just do it for yourself, but do it for everybody else, because ultimately when we help others, we are helping ourselves as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, for having this beautiful time together. And we'll see you, Dina. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on next episode. And meantime, just connect with us and comment. Bye.